the last person. I should have done a little bit extra to find out what was wrong, if there was something wrong, because it's gone a month and there's nothing that we have heard from her.
That was George de la Cruz here on Issues. Back in April, his wife Julie has been missing since March. They were going through a divorce when she disappeared. George claims he's got no clue as to what happened to Julie, and now he's hurling some pretty nasty allegations at Julie's mom, claiming that she is abusing the couple's 2-year-old daughter. We're here with Patrick Fagerberg, the attorney for George de la Cruz. What proof is there? Are there any bruises on this child? How can a 2-year-old child articulate something like that?
Jane, let me make something clear. George is not throwing allegations at anybody. Layla came home and made an outcry to George's mom. At that point, I told
what outcry?
George that
what outcry?
The outcry is that Sandra is hitting me in the face.
A 2-year-old said that?
Yes, and then the next day, I told George, take Layla to Child Protective Services and have them do a forensic interview with her to determine whether or not those allegations are substantiated. I didn't take her word for it or George's mom's. I said, take her to CPS and let the professional determine whether or not those allegations are true. And they determined that, yes, they were, and that's when I said, you will not see Layla until Sandra has gone through a full, thorough CPS investigation to determine whether or not that's a safe place for Layla.
All right,
let's be sure here, there is no legal obligation for George to allow Sandra to see Layla. He did it because he wanted to, and he wanted Sandra to visit with Layla.
All right, so you're saying that the child isn't being used as a pawn in this battle. Now, George, who has not been named a suspect at all or a person of interest, did appear on the Dr. Phil show where he reportedly failed some sort of polygraph test. Let's listen to this.
Do you know where is she?
No.
Where is she?
I don't know.
Tell me the truth, George.
I don't know, Mommy. I don't know. I wish I knew. I really wish. You think I like this? You think I like people thinking that I had something to do with it?
Well, Patrick,
okay,
I could certainly understand him being upset if he had nothing to do with this and he's being portrayed in that manner.
Let me be real clear at this point. My concern is not only for George and his family and Layla. Okay, we are going to go to court August 5th, and a judge is going to determine whether or not Sandra is fit to have visitation with Layla. It is not being used as a pawn. Had it been used as a pawn, George could have denied Sandra access from day one, but he didn't do that. He wanted Layla to visit with Sandra. But when she came home and made allegations of abuse in the best interest of the child, until we know for sure that Layla is not being abused, we are not going to let her see it.
All right.
Furthermore, let's talk about retaliation. The day after we went to court that got continued, someone in Sandra's family threw a metal object through George's mom's car.
Guess what?
So that's the only retaliation and abuse that's going on is by her family.
We're trying to get both sides here, so thank you, sir, for your side. Now we're going to go to the other side. We have Sandra Soto here. This is the missing woman's mom, and you've been listening to all this, Sandra. What do you have to say for yourself?
Ridiculous, ridiculous. It's just another one of George's schemes. You know, let's get to the facts, really. You know, who is the one that is, mentally unstable? Who is the one who failed polygraph? Who is the one, who's been hospitalized for trying to kill himself? I mean, let's get real. Where is the proof? CPS never investigated me, to tell you the truth. CPS said, this is just what Layla said, and we are backing out. They said there's not an investigation. We are not going to investigate you. There's no charges against you. There's nothing against you. You guys are just going to have to figure it out in court.
Now, we had heard that there was a hearing in August. We'd heard there's a hearing in August about all this. Is there a hearing coming up?
Yes, there is.
Okay, so does that mean that there is an investigation if there's a hearing?
No, the hearing is about custody of Layla. That's what the hearing is about.
Do you want full custody of Layla?
Definitely. I mean, the facts speak for themselves, Jane. We have, look at all the strikes against George. Look at all the strikes against George. Have they looked at my record? I don't have anything on my record. I don't have anything to hide.
Jane,
I have never been investigated by CPS. I have never been investigated by CPS. See, he had to sign an agreement to have adult supervision with him and his daughter.
Okay,
You know
what?
CPS never gave me an agreement.
I cannot confirm any of that. We're trying to figure out what happened to your daughter. That's the bottom line.
That's right.
Now, I have to say, you know, she disappeared. We've been critical of the cops initially for not really checking out what happened to her. And then we heard that Julie's neighbor came forward last month and essentially said he saw Julie the day that she vanished with two mysterious men in her backyard. And George's mom says she found a suspicious hole inside a shed in the backyard of the couple's home. Now, take a look at this picture. These are allegations that this hidden hole could have been used to stash drugs and cash. So my question is, do you know if police have been out to inspect this shed? Do you have any idea who these two mystery men are? And could they be the people responsible for your daughter's disappearance?
Well, you know, the shed is in the back of George's yard. You know, the mystery men, I have no idea. Those are not Julie's neighbors. They're George's neighbors. You know, if they went to George's house, maybe they were looking for George. George has not worked since last December. Who do you think has time to dig a hole in the ground? George. Julie has been working 40 hours a week. She takes care of her child. She has no time to go back there and dig a hole in the ground. George is sitting around twiddling his thumbs all day. What do you think?
Again, we must say he's not a person of interest. Thank you. Our primary goal is to find your daughter. We're going to come back to you soon. Up next, Lindsay.